Hi GOR, this is day 3 of constructions. So today we're going to watch 3 videos. Number 7 on angle bisector, which is another one of my favorite constructions. Again, if you don't have the packet, just draw yourself angle BAC so you can follow along with the video. It can be any number of degrees that you want, but I would make it an acute angle just so you're doing something similar to the video. The instructions are right down here below, but I would just suggest following along with the video for now. The second one was copy an angle, which is a little bit harder to do, but again, if you're just using a notebook and you don't have the packet, if you can draw angle ABC, so then you can follow along with the video. And then the last one, construction for today, is constructing a line that's parallel. So I'm constructing a parallel line. If you guys remember about parallel lines, if you have two lines that, oops, that's not very parallel, but if you have two lines that are parallel and you have a transversal, then these alternate interior angles are congruent. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to construct an angle that's congruent, and if the angle's congruent, the lines will be parallel to each other. All right, this one's hard only because you have to be really exact when you're doing it in order for it to work. But if you are just following along with at home, then if you can draw a line and draw point A above it, and this way you can do exactly what the video is doing, and we will practice all of these tomorrow. So here are the videos. This first one is angle bisector. That's my second favorite one, is the angle bisector, because it is an easy one.
Okay, this tutorial is on constructing the angle bisector of a given angle. So here I've been given angle BAC, and what I want to do is I actually want to construct a ray that extends from A that bisects this angle. And as we now know, bisecting an angle means to split it into two congruent parts. So I'm going to construct a ray such that this angle will be congruent to the other angle that's formed. Fairly easy construction. We're just going to start by putting the point of our compass right on the vertex A. And we're going to open our compass an arbitrary amount and draw an arc so that it intersects both sides of the angle. There's no requirement on the distance for this arc. I recommend that you don't do it in here, though, because you're not going to give yourself a lot of room to work. So I recommend that you give yourself a little bit of room, but it doesn't have to go through points B and C or anything like that. Once I have the arc drawn, now what I want to do is I'm going to put the point of my compass on this intersection right here, and I'm going to open my compass just so that it's more than halfway across the angle. And when I do that, I'm going to draw an arc right out here, and without changing my compass, I'm going to put the point of my compass on this intersection point, and I'm going to create the same arc. So you should end up with something that looks like this. Now I have this intersection point right here. So I can take my straight edge, and I can line up that intersection point with the vertex of the angle. I can extend a ray, and I'll just label this as point E. And now I know that I have bisected angle BAC. So what I can say is that angle BAE is congruent to angle EAC. Okay, we're going to talk about constructing a congruent angle. So you're going to be given an angle, and your task is going to be to construct a congruent angle. We're going to start by constructing a ray. The length is not really important, but you want to give yourself plenty of room, so we're going to make it pretty long. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our original angle, and we're going to create an arc. And the only requirements for that arc are that it intersects both sides of the angle. There's no requirement for how far the arc is from the vertex, but don't make it too close because you'll make it difficult for yourself. So give yourself plenty of room. And without changing the compass, we want to construct a similar arc right down here. So that's what I have so far. Now what I want to do is I need to know how far along this arc do I need to put a point of intersection to draw the other side of my ray. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to measure the distance from here to here. And if you recall from constructing congruent line segments, when I use the word measure, I mean I'm going to open up my compass that length. So I'm going to put the point of my compass right here on this intersection point, and I'm going to open it as wide as the other intersection point. And to demonstrate, I'll draw an arc right there, and you can see that it goes right through that point. Now I'm going to create the same, I'm going to mirror that right down here. Put the point of my compass on the known intersection, and then draw this arc. This intersection point right here will make the other ray of my angle. So all I need to do is connect these 2 points. We'll call this A prime. We'll call this C prime. And now I know that angle ABC is congruent to angle A prime, B prime, C prime. This is the construction for creating a parallel line to a given line through a point that is given. This construction utilizes our previous construction of copying an angle, constructing a congruent angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line through point A that intersects the given line. This line can be drawn at any angle. I would recommend that you create an acute angle here rather than an obtuse angle. And I would also recommend that you not make it perpendicular, although both of those would work. In this case, I would recommend drawing the line at this type of angle. Now what I'm essentially going to do is I'm going to recreate this angle up here, because we know that those would become corresponding angles. And if those angles are congruent, then these 2 lines must be parallel, the other line being the one that I'm about to construct. So I'm basically constructing congruent corresponding angles. So if you remember how to copy an angle, put the point of your compass on the vertex of the given angle, that would be right here, and draw an arc that intersects both sides of the angle. I'm going to recreate that same arc right up here with A as the vertex. Now I'm going to measure the distance from here to here and recreate that distance up here. So I'm going to put the point of my compass right on this intersection, open it up so that it is that particular length, as you can see from this mark, and now recreate it up here. Point of my compass up here, draw the same arc, and now if I connect these 2 intersecting points, I should get a line parallel to the given line. And there you go. These 2 lines are now parallel.